Right, it's time for me to start putting together some gyrocopters and gyrobombers for my dwarven mountain holds. Now, I'm going to start off by building the main kind of hull body, which is universal for both the gyrocopter and the gyrobomber. So, starting off with, we need to start putting our crew dwarf together. So we need this one here, number 55, which is the main body. And then we need these two sticks, which are both the arms and the controls. You know, losing my bits here. Right. Okay. So, I'm going to go look into this. I've got my... Gosh. I do hate these clean-up bits, particularly when you've got a difficult little bit to get into. I love how this Gyrocopter guy, everything about him, when you look at him, he's got a very proto-Caradron Overlord flight suit, which of course makes him stand out compared to your average dwarf. Clad in more of a kind of a sturdy leather. Ah, there we go. Yeah, rather than chainmail. Now let's get this kind of put together. Got to be careful, make sure this goes together just right. If we get this wrong, then later on it's of course not going to hold in place properly. Now, I kind of wish that if this guy would actually have proper little clips on the arms to make this hold a bit firmer. There we go. Right, and then we are going to pick a head. So the great thing is we've got loads of head options on this. And again, if you've ever seen the Caradron Overlords from Age of Sigmar, you know, it's exactly what it appears to be. This Gyrocopter really, it actually links those two, the Dwarven Mountain Hold faction and this together. You can see so many elements of this are actually there in the Caradron Overlords. And as I said, I know I'm putting together a Dwarven Mountain Hold thing, but I still think some of the factions in Age of Sigmar, I think absolutely look fantastic. So there we go, there's our little crew dude. With his newfangled contraptions. Right, now what we need this number 3. And then we need number 4, which is looks like the nose of the Gyrocopter. I wish I still had my Caradron Overlords. I did like the faction, it's just I don't have time to play Age of Sigmar along with everything else that I mean, I barely have time to play the games that I collect as a core, but you know, sometimes I do things like Stormbringer so I can put them all together for videos. I'd have loved to actually put the Grundstock airship, I can't remember what, gunship next to this and actually have a good look at, you know, how the styles match up. Now, probably best to actually leave this guy off, but does cause a bit of a problem. It's not impossible to get him in there, it's just difficult to put him in later on. But personally, I'd rather leave that out to make painting easier. But of course, we're going to find out now when we get the rest of the hull whether or not that's an option. I'm really hoping it is an option, that I don't have to glue that guy in until I'm ready. So that will be determined right now, really. Tidied up on both sides, and hopefully I'll be able to glue these on without having to glue the actual pilot permanently in. If not, then I'll have to frustratingly keep them separate. But I don't really want to do that because I've got other plans that make it ideal if this is all glued together. So if that clicks together like so, let's just make sure that this guy can easily go in. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't, and I don't really want to glue this guy in either early on because that's going to make him an absolute nightmare to paint. I hate it when they do things like this on the models, you know, like make life easy for people who like to paint things separate, because now I've got a choice between painting these as two separate halves, which I don't really want to do. I just don't think you get as good a finish on the model when you paint these bits separate. It's my experience anyway. Right, let me just put one of these on for now. I don't like the idea of putting this guy in and then gluing him in and then trying to paint around that, but it does seem to be the only way you can really do it and put the full hull together. In then. So not ideal, not really what I wanted to do at this stage, but I'll paint around it, I'll manage it. Now hold this together, get it all tight. It's difficult, this one, because it wants to kind of spring apart as well while you're holding it inwards. See down there, see? You push the one part in and the next part kind of pops out, which isn't great. Come on, stay together. Don't split as you're drying, you sod. Okay, while I'm letting that dry, I'm just going to prep one of these pieces. So you've got a few options about the icon on the front. I'm just going to grab 51 because it's near at hand, as it were. Right, so that's what you might call the main hull. That's the easy part. Then what you've got to do is start planning on the actual Gyrobomber or Gyrocopter build. But I'm just going to leave it at that for now, because in a different video I am going, fingers crossed, to try and work out how I can magnetise the front weapons and then basically just mix and match the weapon choices as I go along. So that's that part done though anyway, so that's the actual main bomber hull. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.